Tony Bova, where we going to tonight, baby?
Houston, Texas, baby. Let's go.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go, baby.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
T
sir.
Dub, where are we gonna go to if we want to catch a game with the Raider Nation down there, baby?
Oh man, you'll come to Daily Sports Club off of Holman and Travis Street in downtown Houston. You can't help but see us with the only bar with the Raider flag waving high. Even when the wind don't blow, the flag's still waving. We still find a way to wave, and you'll always hear us yelling, screaming, and cursing and watching the game. That's the Raiders bar,
You
baby.
already know.
Hey, let's go. That's where we want to be. Hey, we're so glad to have you on the show, man. T Dub, we just want
Thank
to
you, man.
know, how is it being a Raiders fan down there in Houston right now?
I would say being a Raiders fan down here in Houston, man, it's interesting, it's fun. You get to network of other Raiders groups, man, and you try to stay positive. You try to stay positive, but man, it's good, man. It's good. I can't complain, man. I love wearing the black and silver. I love it. I like it when I walk into a bar anywhere and everybody has their Texans on or whatever on. I come with only Raider hat on and a Raider shirt, jersey, and the people kind of look. I wear the Woodson or I'm old school, the Lyle Lozado, the Howie Long, the Jim Otto, the Hayes, and I got all that. So I love
Oh, I
wearing that.
love
And
it.
when people look, they look. And, especially my Elvin Hayes. Everybody love Elvin Hayes. And, then I might get one secret little Raider fan. Hey, man, I'm a Raider fan. Oh, man, don't listen to me. Come on, dog. Come with me. So, yeah, I love it, man.
That's great, man. Hey, I love that you guys got that atmosphere, that come get me here, come with me. Let's become
Yeah,
family. Let's join up.
yeah.
Tony, my boy from Spokane, tell me, we're right here. We're going to talk a little bit of the differences, right, of how these clubs and things focus in. So, T Dub, I'm going to start out with the question for you that goes like this. I know that you're the club president down there, and my man Tony, you guys kind of live in similar cities, not the capital city, but outside, Um, he lives in Spokane. I think Houston kind of has the similarity where you guys are like the second biggest city in the state or in the state, something like that,
Right,
population wise.
right.
Um, uh, uh, T Dub, what's some things that you guys have encountered that you guys have, had difficulties with or anything like that?
I think what difficulty is that, to be honest with you, just the state of Texas is big, and it's so many Raider groups, so many. You got booster clubs, you got different groups, especially in Houston. You have small little surrounding cities. You got, things. Somebody have a Raider group in the Woodland, somebody have a Raider group in Humboldt. So you got a Raider group in Katy, and so the thing that we are working on is really we're trying to. Well, when we first did, we were just trying to get 10 people for the chapter. We're like, oh man, we just need 10. And then once we got it, we was like, okay. Now it's like, okay, what's the next step? And now it's like we're kind of doing a reorg. That's my business, my job saying, and we're trying to say, okay, we need people now who are going to be interactive, who are going to help us, who's going to make us want to grow and everything. It's kind of tough because we have one big Raider group, which I respect, Space City Houston. They really big. I came from Space City Houston, so they kind of have the lump sum of the Raider fans, and then you have different booster clubs everywhere. You got TBC, you got everything else. So the whole thing is trying to find people that's in Houston as Raider fans, and it seems like to me for us, I guess because we're in downtown Houston, we attract more people that's outside of Houston. People come for the weekend and they see the Raider flag and they come to a bar and they're like, oh, and we tell them and they become a Black Hole member, but they're from Phoenix, or they're from New York. So, but either way, we're still happy. So that's the thing that I would say the hardest thing is trying to get more Houston people who are not fans to be in part of our Black Hole. It's okay to go with other groups, but we want y'all with us as well.
No, I understand. Hey, Tony, so you've been president a little bit longer. I mean, so what things do you have any advice for T Dub or anything like that?
Um, I personally, I enjoy interacting with those other clubs as well because when I can get more information from a different group doesn't matter as long as they're Raider fans and they're coming on the same level. Like we might not
Mm-hmm.
be the same group or same club, not the same chapter, not the same venue where we watch the games, but overall we're one nation. Raider Nation is the key tying force. So I reached out to a lot of other clubs too and was able to just see how they did things and just like, hey, look, let me break bread with you. Let me be with, let me, this is what I'm doing. This is what you're doing. I'm going to respect your thing. And then I'm going to get my grind on. And I use what networking we come on these podcasts and different stuff to really get a feel for what other people are wanting and then providing that service to them. So like not by being like, this is what I want to do in this community. What does the community need from my chapter? And then let me give it to you.
No, I think that's really good advice there. Also, T Dub, we're kind of in the same situation. We don't have a ton of clubs out here though. There's not a ton of people. I'm gonna say, but for us, I think what's important is going out and having people feel like that family atmosphere where I can
Right,
bring my kids, where I
right,
can, be a part of the community, where you go out and you give back and you're just so active and so like welcoming that people are like, "Hey, we want to go back." Yeah. I'll be like, especially right now when we're talking about um having a tough season, you know,
right.
we want to go out there and make sure that hey, we do stuff that's positive in the community, that we show, hey, this is what's going on.
Right.
And, at the end of the day, this is what we want is, hey, come here, make sure that, you can bring your kids, you can bring your family, you're going to have food. Um, and that's something that's really unique to where we're at because we're able to bring food into our establishment because they don't have food. They're like, hey, you can bring your own food and you can bring your kids, so that might be something that you can also look into, that it makes it family friendly.
Yeah, that's something that we do. I think if anybody on Facebook can look up our group chapter, Houston Black Hole chapter Facebook group, we even our Houston Black Hole Houston chapter Facebook page. If anybody go through our pictures, you always see the little kids at the bars. When we do events, we do volunteer events every month. I think we did events about 2 or 3 months ago. We was at the animal shelter just putting dog food together, cat food together. We had one of my friends brought their kids. Some all volunteer events that we try to do. We do try to make sure that kids are involved, and also too, the one
That's
thing I
great.
try to do is make sure that we don't do the same type of volunteer events. I taught. We have a volunteer coordinator. I have a VP, and we do have a nice little publicist now. We Bobby Kirk is one of our new publicists. But one thing I talked to them is like, look, I don't want us to do the same type of volunteer event. I'll be very frank. As a black man, I don't want to do all type of black type of volunteers. Let's go to the Hispanic culture. Let's see what we can do. Let's go in the Asian community. Let's do something so everybody can see. Because the one thing about the Raiders, period, no matter what people say about us, our organization is the first of other races doing stuff in organization. We have, the first black head coach, the first Latino head coach, the first women to do this, the first that. So I always try to make sure I remind our people, like, okay, this is cool, but okay, is there like St. Patty's Day? Can we do something St. Pat? Cinco de Mayo, what can we do? If it's I don't know, Asian Day, whatever. We try to do that. So always do, like, even people saw my pictures the other day. We volunteer at the Blodgett Urban Gardens. And only one out there, but I was out there doing my job, work, and I told them I was with the Raiders Club. Oh, like they didn't know, they knew, but they didn't know, like, oh, a
Well,
football team has a club, as a thing that y'all do, and that's the ones that I do love, because it sticked out that, oh, they out here doing it. Even today, we gave candy to the Ronald McDonald House. And
yeah.
much love again to TBC Houston. They came out and support too, brought candy to there, and to another women's shelter that one of my VPs is doing as well. So our name as a black coach is slowly getting out there as volunteer. And that's one thing I think I wanted to do, to go through that way to make us grow. We can't collect your beliefs. When we went there, they said, "Oh yeah, y'all came last year and did this." Oh, okay, and that's what I am. That is what's going on.
I got you. That's great, man. That's great to hear. Tony, what do you guys got going on in the community?
Right now, we're still working on our Thanksgiving event, getting some details ironed out. We're doing. We haven't decided officially. We're working with a couple of groups that we're gonna try to get on board with to see what they need and what they see fit. It gets real cold up here. Like the other day, I walked to work in the morning. It was 18 degrees. Like, and so like it makes you wonder. Like when you're ready to go home, you got a home to go to. Some people don't. And when it's cold like that, it's
Absolutely.
like, we need to do blanket drives. We need to do socks. We need to do coats. We need to get back to like making sure that if you are out there, at least you're as safe as we can help you be.
That's great, man. That's great to hear. Guys, we as an event, we got two events coming up. We do a donation run, with we actually work with the Eagles. If you guys get a chance, they're a great group and they do a lot of community events and they'll help you out in whatever way they can as well. There's a lot of Raiders fans that are old. So they go in there, they're a little bit older. They just hang out.
Right,
That's where they watch the game.
right.
So we've been super blessed that we actually picked up members that we have a couple dual members that they're Raiders and they're Eagles, and they were like, "Hey, can you guys come down and do this donation run?" So we do a donation run where we pick up canned food and stuff like that, and that ends for us December the 9th. So that way we get these baskets out before Christmas.
Right.
Then December the 16th, we usually do a shopping spree with the kids where, we take lower income kids and we take them on a shopping spree to Walmart for $100, each
Oh,
kid, which doesn't sound like much, but it's amazing to see what these kids do. So, guys, those are the future events we got going on here on the Western Slope. Do you got anything going on, T Dub?
really, right now we decided to well, we used to do it on November and December. We used to on November we used to save up female products, male products, stuff like that for homeless people. And
Oh,
what we learned last year when we I forgot I kept getting the name of the place we went downtown was it's a lot of personal hygiene, female hygienes that there is needed.
okay.
Yes, it's cool to donate the blankets, the shirts, all that stuff. But what we realized, like when we went there, they was like, "Hey, do y'all have, you know, tampons? Do y'all have deodorant? Do y'all have, and we would you don't think of it. And so what we're doing this year was like, okay, what we're gonna do instead of November, we're gonna do it from November 1st until before Christmas. We're gonna just try to collect as much products, human products, clothes, blankets, as much as we can, and go to the shelter in downtown Houston, donate. And also to go to the women's shelter. I forgot what it's called, Yenmei. I know my VP who's watching is gonna curse me out when she see me. I didn't say it right, but that's her. But we're going to. I can hear her now, like, no, that's not right. But anyway, but that's what we're gonna do. We collect that because we learned from last year that when we did both, it was great, but it was like uh unfulfilling. And that's why I say when we do volunteer work, and I tell everybody, I think I told you that it's not about Raiders, it's about your self humanity. And so even though we dropped off the stuff, I still felt like, damn, we could have done a little bit more. And she felt the same way too. So I was like, let's just collect as much as we can from the November 1st. We'll keep posting on our page. Hey, we'll take, whatever you want to send us, as long as it's travel size, all this stuff. Because we want to be able to come with bags and bags and bags of stuff to say, okay, here y'all go. We got male products, we got female products, we got clothes, we got all this stuff. So we all can make sure that, feel, because, like, one thing I will say that I tell people all the time is like, when you go to a homeless shelter and the good Lord been blessing us and you see how people are, if it don't touch your heart to do more, I don't know what to do for you. You know, it makes you like, man, I need to do a little bit more. And that's what we felt last year. And we're gonna make sure
Yep.
this year that, you know, even though we may still get more, we still want to feel more, but we're gonna feel like, hey man, we brought a lot, you know.
No, man. I mean, like you just gave me an idea. Honestly, I've never really thought about, you know, doing the going down to the shelter and really asking and being like, hey, man, what is it that you guys specifically need? So, guys, that's something
Yeah,
that we can all learn from, and I'll be honest, like I said, hey, I didn't really think about that. So, hey, T
yeah,
Dub, thank you, man. I'm definitely going to look into that and say, hey, man, yeah, I want to up my game. What is it exactly that you guys need so that way I can help you guys out? And that's what Raider Nation does and humanity does. You're absolutely right. And like we said, hey, we just want to represent ourselves and we want to represent, Raider Nation the correct way. So
correct.
let me let me ask you like this, um, guys. What's your guys' experience growing a club outside of California, Nevada, Arizona? What's your experience? What has this been like?
I'm gonna let you can go ahead and go spoken. I know you've been kind of quiet. I'm gonna sit back and listen to my man up his
No,
spoken when it's real cold because he needs to talk. He got to warm up over there.
right,
It's
right.
118
It's a
degrees,
cold one,
baby.
man.
We
But no,
Let's
65 in
go.
Houston, baby.
it's it
All
it.
right, let's go.
I got a lot of Seattle fans in the area, and my thing wasn't to go when on our social media presence and just being us and being real and showing what we can do and in trying to include those other groups. I have a lot of like in our venue we have like a Charger fan that always comes. He is like one of our diehard regulars. It's a he sits in his spot. We give him his stuff. We he comes over, hangs out with us, buys us drink. My thing is including everybody, not excluding anybody. So like unless they're being disrespectful and then they got to go. But and that's just I
Yeah,
mean that's not just hassling. That's like we've only had one issue and that was a personal thing and that was squashed right out the get go. But we always are about inclusion, about all fan bases. I invite other fans to come out and show them the Raider way. Like this is what we do. I'm not saying you got to be. I mean, just you're welcome to hang out, break bread, but on the other hand, we're gonna give you some mess and we're gonna celebrate because hopefully we're like we just trash talking and it's just football. Afterwards, it's just like after the game, it's just me, it's just you, it's no Raider, it's no Broncos, it's no Chiefs, it's just me and you. So how are you gonna handle yourself outside of
right.
Raiders and all that? And that's my big thing. So
All right, brother. So, T Dub, your turn now, man. Hey, you said you were hot. So, let us
Well,
know.
well, you know, I would like I said, going to be very honest with you, man. Growing up in Houston, and I just be blunt. I'm a blunt guy. Or I could, that's the only way I could be. Blunt. Being a Black Raider fan in Houston, I felt like I was the only Black Raider fan. So, because I was Hispanic, so I'm like, man, where my people at? But it didn't bother me because everybody still said to me. Until I think a few years back when the Raiders came to play the Texans, and I saw different a big large of Black Raider fans, and it shocked me. I was like, whoa, and that made me be like, let me try to do the group and do the black hole and all that. The thing, like I said, is you try not to um, you try not to compete, but you kind of do. And the one thing that has helped me was that being in other being when I became a Black Hole president, and what we have a group chat of other Black Holes Texas leaders, like we got San Antonio, that's San Antonio is my boy. Well, Austin is my boy Mark. San Antonio is my boy Andy, and all that stuff. I learned I learned from them. They kind of calm me down and say, "Hey, dog, you're doing good. but go this way, go this way, and it it helped me a lot to navigate the waters. Yes, we had an issue just like everybody does. We got rid of it, and so but leaning on to my guys, Adam, the San Antonio president, and Mark, the Austin president, and my homeboy Scream Full Hood, listen to those guys to kind of mentor me to say, okay, dog, kind of like he said, you focus on you and your group and try to figure out what your group is and go. Because it's like you already know what's out there, so you just keep trying to build yourself up, man. And that's really it's not easy. It's not easy because you do. I think everybody wants that group, black hole group, to be the best. You want your group to stand out. You don't want to be the group in the back. But what I've learned being in this and mingling and all that, I'm pretty cool. Just, hey man, this is us. This is how our style is, and hey, that's it. Some people wants to be in the spotlight. Some people that's cool. Some people, well, I realized like, hey, we just chilling. So once I figured that out, and I was comfortable with myself and my VP because we like to be the. I'm like, you know what? Okay, we at this pace. Everybody kind of cool with it. Let's go.
And that's something that I found that is unique. I think every single club and every single chapter is very diverse. We're all so different. We cheer for the same team, but we all have our unique abilities, our unique structures. With things that we excel in and things that we don't excel in, and that's
Right.
just the honest truth, right? So
Yeah.
that's why we talked about things and we said, hey man, let's start something where we can talk about what's
Yeah.
going on.
Right.
um so with that said, um we look at it and we say, hey, it's difficult growing a club, standing out, trying to be, you know um that one club that people say, guys, I want to go to, right?
Mm.
Now, you said we're cool with our own style. So, what is the style for the Houston chapter? What do you think defines the Houston chapter? What is it?
Oh man, that's a damn good question. Um, it took a lot of learning to find our style. Um, I just think our style is we're just more like we're just gonna lay back and just grind softly, quietly. I learned that from the people around me. We're not gonna rush because once we rush, we had a situation, and we had to. And I had to, even though it kind of made me not my fault, but as a leader, I took it on upon myself. Like, you know what? I was trying to rush because I want my group to do this. I want my group, and I wasn't relaxed and chill and let it come naturally. And so I think that's our style. Our style is number one, we're gonna volunteer. We don't. I don't care what's going on. We're gonna volunteer every single month. I don't care if it's whatever, and we do. Second thing is we're gonna be us, and us is just a group of people who just chill, relax, and we're gonna slowly build, just slowly build, and we're gonna keep that. And I learned that from the people I have, my VP, um, my coordinator, my pubs, everybody. Even he would talk to me Monday like, "Hey, Trino, we got let's do this way." And I'm like, "Okay, this is how everybody's coming with. I'm cool." So I started kind of chill, laid back, and that's kind of really it. When it's game time, I'm gonna we're different type of people. But overall, that's kind of our group. That's a good question. I didn't think about that one.
And the
Uh,
one
th-
the one thing that I noticed with a lot of the TBH chapters is they give us a good foundation and allow us to be individuals at the same time. So they give us
Mm.
this is like somewhat of a game plan, and this is what a structure that worked for us. How can you build off of this to better Houston, Western Colorado, Spokane, how can we build off each other? But this is the framework, and let's go from there.
no, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think we have a great framework that works for the individuality and the needs of every single club, because we are so different and each club has different needs. Like we said, some people excel in one thing, others excel in others, you know. So what we're trying to do is just show people that, hey, you know, that all these clubs are unique, that we're accepting of all, but most of all is that what I think the unique process is this: if I'm right here from Western Colorado,
Hmm.
I can call T Dub in Houston and be like, yo, I'm going to be down there. I want to watch the game. Wait, what's up?
Yeah,
So I can go down there and I'm like,
yeah,
yo, no big deal. You know, I have a place where I can watch the game with my people, where
right,
somewhere where know I'm gonna be safe, where somebody's
right,
gonna be taking care of me, you know. And hey, that's a great thing. I can go to Spokane. If I
right,
go to Spokane, you know, you already know I'm calling you, Tony. I'm gonna
right,
be
right,
like, yo, Bobo, what's up, baby? Let's get it. You're gonna be like, yeah, I got you. And that's what I really enjoy about this is that, you know, we can go to Dallas, we can
right,
go to wherever. You're gonna find a black hole chapter there, and they treat you like family.
right,
And that's what I honestly love about, you know, being a black hole member, is the ability for us to just go anywhere in the country, cheer on with our team, and always get treated well and always get treated like family.
right.
So, you know, I think that's what makes being a black hole member definitely unique.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's another reason we wanted to be here. So, guys, so now this is more of a question for T Dub, because I think I already know why. Tony's already answered this question one time, I think. But let's see. We'll go at it again. So the question is going to be this, fellas: what made you into a Raiders fan? So I already know Tony answered this one. I think I already know. I'm gonna answer that one later. But hey, T Dub, what made you into a Raiders fan?
Oh man, I gotta be honest. I was born in '81. Shout out Marcus Allen. Um, my dad was a Raiders fan, and my mom was a Houston Oilers fan. So I grew up in a household with a lot of order stuff. My dad would wear a little Raider stuff, but back in the day, it's not like it is now. I don't know I'm 42 years old. You couldn't just go to the store and buy Raider stuff in Houston. You only go you only go to California to get it. You know what I'm saying? So my dad wasn't gonna do all that. So it was kind of tough. We watched, and then we didn't have cable, so we didn't see a lot of Raiders game. We might catch it on NBC. So it was tough, but my dad was a big he was old school Raider fan. He liked the old school. And so, he would tell me about, certain players and all that stuff, and I was into sports. And then I remember the Oilers left, went to Tennessee, whatever, my dad was still there, and I kind of, rocked them. And I guess when my dad passed away,
Yeah.
I was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna just take over. I'm gonna take over the mantle a little bit because I really didn't like the other team, but really the Raiders. I wasn't a big Oilers fan. Um, and then that's it, man. And like I knew already the old school players. I think that's why people make fun of me because I always talk about the 80s and 70s and 60s because that's all my dad talked about. Because growing up, I really couldn't see them, but Bo Jackson, all that stuff. And during that time, we was doing pretty good.
Yep,
The
I got you.
2000s, we was Super Bowl to that bullshit call. Um, so you know, yeah. So that kind of reminded my dad. So when I wear I think that's why I wear old school jerseys because of my dad. I always try to. I don't like wearing nothing new. I don't. I mean, I might have a couple new jerseys, but more likely, somebody asks me, I'll be like, "Oh man, I need a Jim Otto, or I need a Casper, or I need a Plunkett, I need that," because it kind of reminds me of my dad, and I'm an old school guy. Like,
Yo,
people make fun of me all the time because I'll be talking about, man, I'll talk about Lyle Lyzado, like,
nope,
like,
I
like he's
got you.
Max Crosby, so yeah.
No, I got you. So it's funny because I think just this last episode we was talking with Tony, and I asked him, "Yo, what made you into a Raiders fan?" And I think I'm gonna be Super Bowl '83.
Mhm.
Marcus Allen,
Yeah.
the run. I don't even know what you can call that one, but that run made him into a fan, and it almost made me into a Marcus because my dad is a big Raiders fan, and
Mhm.
he was like, "Yo, what do you think about this name?" My mom was like, "Who is Marcus?" My mom don't speak English. She's like, nope. She's like, no, I don't think so. That he don't look like a Marcus to me. But I got you, man, and I totally understand that. So,
Yeah.
Tone, was I right?
That
83, the
was
run, right?
exactly right. No, not many people can tell you the exact moment in life that they. I mean, I can go back, timestamp it, and tell you exactly the moment where I went, "Wow!" Like that was cool. Like it was like I'm a big pro wrestling fan, always have been, and me and my dad used to watch wrestling back in the '80s, and that was bigger than life on TV. That's what that run was. That
Right.
run was like he just did something crazy that not many people could do. I need to figure out more about that. And then
No, I got you.
that's what it started.
All right, man.
Mhm.
So here's our second to last question, fellas. Second to last question is, hey, T Dub,
Mhm.
what made you choose the black hole?
Whew. Um, man. Okay, you got some great questions, man. To be honest with you, like I said, being a real Raider fan, and I slowly was like, it got to be other Raider fans with me because I really didn't see none because the places I would go would be with other fans, and you might see one person with a Raider hat, but they wasn't really a Raider fan. Like it matches that outfit, and I'd be like, oh, what the hell? And so, real talk, when a couple years ago, I can tell you I can't remember the year, but it's the play that when Max Crosby tried to sack Deshaun Watson and hit him in his face and still threw that fucking touchdown. Um, I remember I was a lot of Raider fans came to the Space City. I was with Space City at that time and had a big old party. And I remember a couple people came to me and said, "Hey man, is there anywhere else we can go?" And it was people, my color and talking like, man, I wasn't used to it. I'm not trying to be racist or not. I just wasn't, cause that's a different outlook I had. I'm like, oh wow, you a Raider fan, you know. And so like, and so then I took a club to go to. I called my homeboy, and then he was like, okay, cool. And then like the Compton came, like half of California, LA took over the whole club, and I was like, dude, like what kind of? And they said, man, we're the black hole, and I said, what? And I never forget that I was so intrigued by that because I saw the unity. I saw everybody was just man, and so I never forget. I remember I went on the website the next day, and they had a Houston Black Hole chapter at that time, but it went away. And I never forget, and I tell Cisco this all, when I first talked to him. Like I used to email them once a week to say how you start a chapter. I was emailing them once a week, and then I think when the president passed away, one of my friends went to the funeral, saw Cisco, and she said, "Hey, it's a guy that's been emailing y'all for like 2 or 3 years straight, asking about a black hole." And Cisco kind of like, "Oh, okay." And he gave me the shirt, and I wear the old shirt now. Like I wear it. And then when I talked to Cisco, I said, "Hey, this is what I want to do." And when I did it, I'll be honest with you, I kind of thought something differently. But then once I got into it, oh, okay. But I haven't regretted. But I just think it was that moment of seeing all these Raider fans, and it wasn't a booster club. It was the black, and I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm in Oakland, and I'm in Houston. Like everybody was from Oakland or Compton, and I'm like, what the hell? And they just took over the whole club to a point I never get my homeboy got mad. Like they pushed people, the Houston people, out of the club. And I was like the only one from Houston. And I had the hat on. And I never forget my homeboy was like, bro, I have never seen this before. And I said, dude, I feel like I'm in the black hole. Like everybody had the like that's when I
the
realized, all I had on, I'm gonna tell y'all something funny, both of y'all. All I had on, bro, was like a hat, a shirt, and black shoes. Like, okay, that's good enough. I saw everybody else was dressing, and I was like, damn, I'm not a real fan. Like, they got and I never seen it. It shocked me. I'm like, dude, y'all got chains,
He's like,
vests?
I'm underdressed.
Yeah. I was like, and I felt the same. I looked at my hat like, oh my God. You know, but they were
We
so
got
cool because they
chains.
showed me,
Hey, T-Dub.
yeah,
There you go.
We
Let's
got
go.
chains.
yeah. So then everybody, oh yeah, dog, like, man, you gotta get this. This dude got a jacket. I'm like, I'm on Facebook, like 50 people name. I'm like, and everybody's from the black coat. I said, oh, I just felt the love. I really did, man. And I was like, I told him, I said, like, I've been to Raider games, but I never really sat in the black hole because tickets already like sold. But I told him, dude, I feel like I'm in the black hole already because everybody, like, they even changed the music to LA. That's how many people it were, and I was like, whoa. And so yeah, that was like, okay, yeah.
Hey,
And
we
then like I
roll
said, I
deep,
told him
man.
I'll never be underdressed again, like never. So yeah,
Hey, that's how you know you at a black hole event, bro. We just roll deep. And I
yes,
get what you're saying. I mean, like every single event that we've been to, we're all decked out, we all represent, and we just go hard.
yes,
And I love that. Tony,
man, man, yeah.
what made you choose the black hole, baby?
Because before any other groups, before I got to be a part of a group, you always heard about the black hole in Oakland. The intense fandom, the passion, the desire for commitment to excellence was like it's big. And then I've been a part of some other clubs, and it went real well, and it was very successful. But there's something different about, like we were talking about, being able to go on a national level and be able to go worldwide with something that's big. Like it's not just regional, it's just not local, it's just not everybody getting together in this one little city and watching in this group, which is fine. But this is something bigger, and this is something. I mean,
Right.
you put your name and a stamp on something big, and it's something great.
No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
All right, guys. So last one of the show, and what we do on this last one is, hey, we call it open format. Open format, T Dub, basically is the, hey, anything that you know you want to address or talk about right now, hey, the floor is yours.
Man, I I am so glad and proud, to be honest with you, to be in the black hole, and the beautifulness of it is when you go to other Raider events, and that's one thing I learned, and I tell people this all the time. Like, I think what helps me out to recruit a lot of people is saying, "Hey, I was once like you. Like it's only two Raider fans, but like once you get into the Raider family, there's so much events. Like I went to the event in Arlington, the picnic, TNBC picnic in Arlington, Texas, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go see what it looked like, and it was just so many Raider fans, and I was like, oh wow, oh okay, but I would never known that if I wasn't in the black hole or another
Yep.
Raider group. And I tell people like it's when I say man, and and then we go back there for the Cowboys game, which was freaking hot. Can't believe it. And I'm still mad that we lost. And then the December 2nd going to Dallas again. And I joke with the president and dad like, look, bro, I'm not gonna keep driving up 45, south there north. He knows that. I don't, I'm a Houston guy. I can't keep going to Dallas that much. But just to be in there. So the thing I will always address, and you do that, is that when you invite people in and they have other agendas, as in they want to take over your seat, they want the other person to be a VP. That was kind of as a guy is F's with me. So we had that happen, and it's just like, man, it's like you almost and then it caused divisions in the chapter. And the one thing I learned, because I'm a type of guy, if I see how you are, I'm gonna treat you accordingly. You know, like you when we talk Red Real, I said Red Real about that life. We can chit chat.
Yeah,
Saboki. I'm like,
absolutely.
okay, I know somebody in Colorado who's a Raider fan. I said, I know where to go now. You know,
No,
it's
absolutely.
all
You
about
know, you
respect,
guys
but
are
it just
always welcome here.
yeah. But that's the only thing I would say that irks me is that you know people want to just want to take over and just say, man, you know what? I just want to enjoy. And I tell people all the time, hey, you want to be a president? You know, let's sit down and talk. I want to see you because I said if you can do better than me, hey, it's like a baton. I'm not trying to. Hey, here you go. If I feel you can leave in good hands, yeah. But it's just doing the sneaky things behind people's backs and saying stuff, and then it filters out to other chapters. And that's the thing I'll say that irks me, that pisses me off to the up 10. Besides that, I, you know, and in the football game, but that's another conversation. But that's really it, man. I ain't got nothing much to say. I'm just glad. Hey, I'm just glad I've been on a podcast, man. That's all.
No, I got you, brother. All right. Hey, Tony, open format. You got anything?
I got quite a few things, but I'm gonna save something for a different show. Um, my thing is my chapter. I try to be as transparent with everything I do, so it can't deflect back at me if you already know what I'm doing. Like I allow my chapter members if they have questions about something, I'm got the answer for it. If I don't got the answer for it, my partner's got the answer for it. Like we're gonna figure it out. So I just make sure that it's not I'm the president by title and title only. I'm only as good as everybody that's in my chapter. It's the name precedes us as the chapter. Like when people hear the black hole is coming, there's a precedence that we have set with greatness in leadership and whatnot. So like when we know that we got this level that it just makes us step our game up, and it's always keeping me on my toes, and it doesn't allow me to get lazy and just sitting back and be like, look at me. No, I'm looking at everybody in my chapter and using they're looking at me, I'm looking at them. I'm transparent, they're transparent, and we're doing this thing together. Like they all have a voice. It's not one voice leading the chapter, it's everybody's voice as one.
I think you said something that's key there, man. It's having everybody's voice and heard and being transparent and communicating and, just being out and open. When you're out and open and honest. Go ahead. Go ahead, T Dub. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what, Tony? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I first started the black hole, um, I tried to do everything because I said, look, I want I took it upon myself as in, okay, I just want everybody to come to the bar. Like I want everybody to whatever. Don't worry about it. I got it. And it wasn't to be. People thought it was trying to be controlling because I go to my VP, like, because I'm buying the drinks. I'm make sure, hey man, y'all good. Like I'm running around because I'm like, I want her to be kind of cool and comfortable. Yeah, I had people do, volunteer. We do like I'm trying to find the volunteer stuff, and it took me Tony, and you're right. It took my VP to kind of talk to me, saying, "Hey man, you don't have to do everything." Like I was trying to buy us different shirts, like out of my pocket, and she was like, "Trey, do a fundraiser." I'm like, "Nah, I don't want people to use their money because I was like, let me do it. Let me go. And it just, and people took that as saying me, me, me. And I had to say, look at it and say, okay. And they were telling my VP comes to tell me, because she knew, she was telling people like, no, he just want to make sure everybody's good. He don't want no problems. He don't want y'all to
Right.
worry about X, Y, and Z or what we got to do. But
Yeah.
then it took my VP kind of grab my shirt and say, you're the president. Figure things out, delegate.
Yeah.
And
You know
and
what?
it took me a while to get it. Then when I let it delegate a little bit, I relaxed. I enjoyed the black hole experience, the groups. Now I'm networking with other people. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing, Portland? Hey, what's up, man? like I told somebody the other day, I went to the event and I'll never forget this guy. Name's Gabriel. I think his name's Gabriel. He's on my Facebook page. He saw me and no, his daughter recognized me. And like I didn't know, and she said she wanted to take a picture with me, and I'm like, "Who, me?" And she's like, "Yeah, because
Right.
you're the president of Black Lives." I'm like, "How you know?" But because
It's wild.
just saw me, and it made me be like, "Damn!" So y'all know me, and then that made me more relaxed. But like Tony said, man, I learned that I did because and my other presidents, Adam, Mark, and especially Mark, my guy, he was like, "Hey, man, the one thing he did, he always tell us, hey, man, we're not getting paid." He was like, "We're not getting paid, bro. This is a fan base group. Yes, we love it, whatever. But hey, we're not getting paid." But in my mind, I'm like, I want everybody to be good. Like I don't want no problems. I want to do it. And so I had to learn to say, okay, if I do everything, they're seeing a different way than what I'm seeing. Now that I backed off, I'm getting different voices and different things. Now people are more interacting, and it's like, oh, like I told somebody, like I feel like we're starting over again, and I'm like, okay, now we got. But yeah, Tony, I had to learn that, yeah, because I felt like, because people kept saying, well, I kept saying my chapter, and I learned to stop saying my chapter. But I was telling people, just because I'm saying my chapter doesn't mean it's my chapter. You can say, hey, the Black Hole's my chapter. But people was getting upset because I was saying my chapter. And I'm like, well, I love the Raiders. So yeah, this is my baby. Just like it's your baby. But I said, okay, I see what perception is saying. So I say, I would train myself and say, hey, I'm the Houston Black Hole chapter. This is our chapter. This, so yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree, man. And guys, again, we're not saying, hey, on this show, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's perfect. So what we wanted to do is just be honest, transparent, and be out there with our listeners and tell them, hey guys, we are all different. We're diverse. We are all working through things. But guess what? There's different options, and we all are trying to make it work. And we all network together to try to make it better. And guess what,
Right.
guys? We are out there in our communities. We're doing community events. We're out there working. We're out there, guys. If you guys want to join a place that is accepting of all, look how diverse this board is right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
TBH is for you. So if you're in Houston, Texas, where do you got to go?
Oh man, you can go to Daily Sports Club, man, off of Holman Drive Street. Baby, we're there. Flags waving. Like I said, even when the wind don't blow, the flags out there. Somebody out there shaking the pole. We'll get somebody out there shake the pole so y'all can see the flag. We don't care, man. But yeah, man, we out there, man. Or hit us on Facebook or whatever, man. I appreciate you, Rick, Ray, Will, my boy Tony. I appreciate you, man. But this was a great experience. Like I said, we our Houston group. We don't like being in the spotlight. We like to put a toe in there, but we like to slowly catch us to one day I'll be like, oh damn, they doing it, and that's just us, man. But again, I appreciate you, man, and I love everybody, and I hope everybody enjoy this podcast, man.
No problem, brother. So what we're gonna do is put all your stuff around you, so that way people know where they can link in. If you guys are in the Houston area, and if you're a Raiders fan, if you want to be part of a real club, a real Raiders fan, people that is out there in your community doing positive things, man, sign up right there, T Dub. All right, hey,
Let's.
now, hey, my man Tone. If I'm in Spokane, where do I gotta catch the next Raider game at?
There
And
you
man,
go.
you better hit down to Spokane Valley. It's Flamin' Joe's. It's a nice spot there. It's family friendly. It's got beers on tap. It's got wings. It's got burgers. We are on Facebook, Instagram. We're on all that. So come check us out. You already know what time it is.
Yes, sir. Hey, and where can I get one of those chains?
Hey, I'm gonna link you up. I'm gonna link you up. I got you.
All
I
right.
got you.
We're going to put it right below in our links. All right, guys. Hey, and if you're ever in Western Colorado,
Yes,
fellas,
sir.
you guys got to go down to the Airy 595. Hey, we got good beers, we got food, we got drinks as well. And of course, we got the Black Hole family. All right, guys. And of course, guys, it's all what? All one nation
Yes, sir.
Raiders!
Raiders!